Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Rob with Agawam Paranormal, and you are listening to Agawam Paranormal Radio on WSKV 89.5. Well, with me this morning, I've got my good friend and lead investigator, Lynn O'Brien. Good morning, Lynn.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Finally getting over this damn flu thing. And over in Command Center, we have our good friend Pete Collis, who is just getting over this flu thing. How you doing, Pete?
It's widely known now that Saturday, Sunday into Monday, I was shaking like a leaf. I was under, you dress up as warm as you can, then you cover yourself under a million layers of blankets, and you continue to shiver.
Yeah, I was.
It's not fun.
I was pretty sick myself last week, and I'm finally getting over it. But I apparently shared, and now my wife has it. So
yeah, the flu this year was pretty bad. I mean, it was real bad, and they said it's just been knocking everybody out to a big extent. So. Yeah, it's just, and I got my flu shot, so I probably got the mild form of it.
You know, that's something I used to, years and years ago, I used to work at when it was Holyoke Hospital, and that was the 1 year that I got a flu shot. And now I'm usually, historically speaking, I get nailed once, and that's it. And I get it good, and then it's gone, it's over and done with.
Okay.
That year that I got the flu shot, I was sick the entire season. And I was like, okay, never again will I do this. And
I've got it fairly consistently, and knock on wood, I've been pretty good with not getting hit with something pretty bad. So
yeah. No, I just for me, it just I don't do it.
I think I drank more water in one day than I have in the past 3 weeks.
Oh, I got.
Oh my God.
I got Hope a Soda Stream maker for Christmas. She had wanted one for Christmas. So I went over, BJ's had them. It came with one CO2 tank, the actual soda maker, and 2 bottles. And she loved it. And she was all excited when she opened it up. I think I use it probably 10 times more than she does.
Okay.
I just, and I don't even add anything to it. It's just, I just zap the water. And I'm content. Give me a cup of ice and, basically it's a 1 liter bottle. And it's like, yeah, I'm in heaven here. Mm-hmm. And if I'm watching a movie, I'll make 2 bottles of water, and I don't have to get up. I just bring 2 bottles over while we're watching a movie, and I'm good to go.
You don't have to get up to go to the bathroom or anything?
Well, that's
2 bottles
later.
Of water.
That's later, yeah. But, I'll drink on a regular day. I'll have 4 or 5 of those things. And, I've noticed that I feel much more hydrated, obviously. My skin's not as dry. But I was never a water drinker myself. I always, coffee, soda, all the stuff you're not supposed to have for hydration.
Sure.
But getting this thing, I'll tell you, I'm using it. I'm liking it.
Really?
So
I almost bought one, and then I didn't because I thought you have to keep buying supplies.
well, the tank. If you go to like Walmart or something like that, you can buy an extra tank for $30. And what I do is I do the same thing with this as I do with my gas grill. I've got a second propane tank. So when my propane tank dies in a grill, all I do is swap it out, and then later on at my convenience, I get the first one refilled or exchange it, with the Rhino thing, whatever it is. Well, I do the same thing with the water maker. So I've got a second cylinder, and when you go, it's Bed Bath & Beyond, but I always call it Blood Bath & Beyond. But the Bed Bath & Beyond, it's in right outside the Hoyok Mall, right across from Barnes & Noble. They're an exchange location. So it's $15 to swap out your tank for a new one.
And how long do they last?
Well, with my usage, I get 2 weeks. But
wow.
like I said to you,
How many bottles that produce, though?
Oh, jeez.
Because I'm trying to, because Dollar General has 1 liter sparkling water flavored for 75 cents a liter.
Well, I mean, you can do that. I mean, but like I said, the thing is, I just use it all the time. I probably make, figure 3 or 4 bottles a day times 14 days. So you're looking at about 56 bottles, maybe say 60 bottles.
So it's about a wash.
Yeah, it's probably comparable. But I just like the idea that I'm making it. It's pretty cool.
And not only that, you don't have anything to recycle.
No, because the bottles, you reuse them.
Yeah, it's not 60 empty bottles in the trash.
Yeah, and if you want to mix, an actual soda with it, the syrups, I know Bloodbath sells them. I think it's $5 for $5 or $6 for the syrup, and that makes 12 bottles.
Wow, that's not bad.
So I mean, yeah, it's not really bad. I mean, hoping not feeling too good, I actually picked up last night because I had to go back and get 2 new tanks. I picked up a thing of ginger ale for her. And I was like, well, everybody always says, I don't know if it's an old wives' tale, but everybody always says ginger ale when you're sick.
Yep.
And so I said, well, here you go. And
the soda tastes like soda. It doesn't taste funny.
Oh, no. The only one for me that's weird, I like Coke. I prefer Coke to Pepsi. Their cola, because they can't call it Coke or Pepsi, their cola is more like Pepsi. But it's still good. I mean,
Pepsi's more like true actual cola.
Yeah. Coke is just, I don't know, whatever. But, yeah, I mean, we've picked up, she's got the cola, the ginger ale. I got the lemon lime, so it's like Sprite. That was actually really good. And the one that grabbed my attention, because I love grapefruits, I bought grapefruit syrup to make grapefruit soda.
What about diet?
It was, they have diet too. Yeah, there's diet stuff too. The grapefruit was incredible. It was like 28% real juice.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, that's pretty cool. I'll try it. And I loved it.
I almost bought one when I was Christmas shopping, and I didn't.
BJ's had them. I think I paid $60, I think, for it.
That's not bad.
And no, it was a kit. And like I said, it comes with only 1 tank. But, then I was like, okay, well, where do you go for the tanks? I had to research it a little bit. But Bloodbath was the place.
Bloodbath.
And, that's where we go.
All right, now I'm intrigued again. I might
now
have
you're
to go
intrigued.
get one.
You're going to have to check it out. It's good stuff.
Walmart does have them.
Yes, they do. Yeah, Walmart. And they also sell the tanks. So you got the whole kit, and you get a separate tank. And I definitely recommend you do that.
I'm gonna.
Because you know what's going to happen. It's the same thing as your gas grill. It's going to crap out on you when you want it.
Yeah, in the
because there's
middle
no
of a
other
party.
way. It's not like it's going to die out when you don't need it.
Right.
So having that backup tank is it's a good thing. So
cool.
Yeah. So we got some interesting stuff today, Pete. I was doing my weekly research.
Oh boy!
I know some of this is, and
ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hat.
Hang on, I'm just telling you, the lap bar is coming down. Keep your hands and legs in the ride at all times.
It's now becoming a windy day in Westfield.
I'm telling you,
but yeah,
a couple of these are actually the second one. I was dying laughing when I read it, so I'm excited to get to that one. It's a little controversial, so I apologize to the audience ahead of time. But the first one.
The views expressed by the host during this segment are those solely of his own, not those of Westfield State University, the radio club, or our underwriters.
Damn, you know what's funny? You could see that wording go underneath us.
Big red flashing light.
Yes.
I have to do it for Kenny every week, so I know it by heart.
Okay, all right. So today is actually National Potato Chip Day.
Okay.
And that's actually, believe it or not, it's the nation's favorite snack. And Americans consume, and this kills me, 1.2 billion pounds of potato chips each year.
How many? Was that with a B?
Yeah, with a B.
Ooh, I love chips.
No wonder we're all over.
Oh my God, yeah. But you know what's funny? And Pete, you can probably attest to this yourself, and Lynn, you too. You go to the store, you buy yourself a bag of air, and you got a couple of chips in it. Mm-hmm. So how many?
You know why that? You know why that is, though? I know why that is.
Why is that?
Actually, it's to protect the chips from being damaged. They fill it with nitrogen, basically like bubble wrap.
Oh, okay.
So they fill it with nitrogen and overfill it with air, so you have that cushion, so the chips don't get damaged.
That makes sense.
Okay, I'll buy that. Well, I do buy that. So.
I watched how it's made on the Science Channel.
You know the one that totally fascinated me was the one where they were showing how they make paintballs. I thought that was awesome.
How to suspend the paint in the thingy?
Yeah, how they put the shell on it and all that stuff. I thought that was really interesting. That's the one I watched with that. But here's the controversial one, and going back to the today, and I can't make this up. I got to be clear with that. I'm not that good. Today is National Steak and BJ Day. Now
you better read an explanation.
I do. I have to go with this one. This was awesome. This day is for the men, and it's celebrated 1 month after Valentine's Day, which can be perceived as for the women. In true men's fashion, there is no guessing as to how to celebrate this holiday. It's spelled right out for the ladies in the title. So
don't look at me.
I'm not. So that was that was a wee bit controversial, but when I read that I died laughing. That just cracked me right up. So
who makes this stuff?
Today's also, if you really want to stick in the med mode, today is National Pie Day.
Oh, I like that one better.
That one didn't show up on my research.
I like pie.
It's 3.14.
Oh, okay.
National Pie Day.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I get you. So some
And if you're a fan of The Rock, you know what pie means.
Yep. Yeah, and we could, I'm sure you got some sound clips of The Rock we could throw in there. Pete's under the weather. Nothing. Okay.
Nope.
All right. So some historical.
I'll let that one just hang out there.
All right. Historical events. Today in history. In 1794, Eli Whitney was granted a patent for the cotton gin. Pretty cool stuff.
Okay.
In 1964, a jury in Dallas finds Jack Ruby guilty of killing Lee Harvey Oswald, who, as everybody knows, was the assumed assassin of President John F. Kennedy. Well, on this day in 1967, going with Kennedy, the body of U.S. President John F. Kennedy was actually moved to its permanent burial place in Arlington National Cemetery. The problem that they had, Pete, where he was originally buried in Arlington, wasn't big enough. And they didn't expect the through traffic, so they moved him to a better place that was larger and able to accommodate. It was only like 20 feet away from where he was originally. But that's the story of that, and he's still there today.
I've actually never been to Arlington National Cemetery, but here it's really a cool place.
Yeah, I haven't either. That's if I ever go to DC, that's in DC, isn't it?
Yes. Well, just outside of DC.
But in that area.
Arlington, Virginia.
Excuse me, but yeah, if I ever go out there for any reason, that's one of the places I'd like to walk around. So some celebrity births that we had today. In 1879, Mr. Albert Einstein was born today. He died in 1955.
Super genius.
Yes. Yeah. He actually was in an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Well, not really, but yeah.
Well, the virtual construct.
Yeah. He was on with, I can't think of his name. I'm floundering here.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking, thank you. Oh,
they
my
were
God.
playing poker?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. That was a cool episode. Mm-hmm. So in 1914, Lee Petty was born. He died in 2000, famous race car driver.
Father of Richard Petty?
Yeah. And 1933, Michael Caine was born. I didn't realize he was that
Dirty,
old.
rotten scoundrel.
He's, British actor, English actor.
Do you remember his role in Dirty, Rotten Scoundrels?
I don't think I ever saw that.
With Steve Martin?
No, I don't think I ever saw it.
Oh, my God, go rent that movie. It's one of the funniest movies ever.
Really? All right, I'll check that out. In 1948, Billy Crystal was born. comedian and actor. And here's one. I'm going to leave you hanging with this one, Pete. I want to see if you can identify this woman.
Okay.
In 1961, Penny Johnson Gerald was born. Do you know who that is?
Penny Johnson Gerald?
Yep.
No.
You watch Orville?
Yes.
She's the doctor.
Oh, okay.
She was also in Deep Space Nine.
I remember that.
She was Cisco's girlfriend in DS9.
Yep.
But yeah, Penny Johnson Gerald was born today in 61. She's another one. I didn't realize that was that old.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
here's
61. She's only 10 years older than I am.
yeah, which is 5. Yeah, she's 57. So
She plays a great role in that movie.
She does. Yeah, she's
Or
that's
that show.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. Yeah, 1974. Do you know who Grace Park is? Another actress.
Yes, she was in. She's currently in Hawaii Five-0, I believe, but she was in Galactica.
Yeah, the reboot of Battlestar Galactica. She was Boomer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very pretty actress. Is that 74? And then here's one you definitely are going to know. 1979, Santino Morello was born. Remember him?
Is that his real name?
Yeah, it is. It actually is. Yeah. So
He's kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. But
yeah,
he was
pretty much.
He decided that he would play the comedic roles for the company,
Yep.
and he played some great ones too.
Yeah, he was.
Oh my
He was
God.
funny. He was a good guy. Some celebrity deaths. 1883, Karl Marx died. He was born in 1818, German philosopher and theorist. In 1932, George Eastman died. He was born in 1854.
Mr. Kodak, sir.
Yes, he was actually the founder of Eastman Kodak. And you know,
In beautiful Buffalo, New York.
I did not know, and I guess I should have. I didn't realize that this guy had died. It just never came across my attention. But in 2010, Peter Graves died. He was born in 1926. He was famous for, first of all, for Mission Impossible, the series, the real Mission Impossible, not this Tom Cruise imitation junk. That was from 67 to 73. And then he was also in Airplane and Airplane 2. And those were funny movies.
Wasn't he also the Marquis Salamone guy?
I don't
He was the
think
first.
so.
He was
No.
I did. Well, Robert Vaughn did it.
It's
and so did-
Robert
yeah,
Vaughn, that's
Bill
right,
Shatner
okay.
did them too. But no, I don't think so. And you know something that came up when I was researching Peter Graves? I did not know this. James Arness is his older brother.
I didn't know that either.
Do you
I
you
didn't know
remember
that.
him?
Yeah, I remember
He was in a
him,
lot of
but-
westerns, but he was actually the alien in the original The Thing
Oh,
from
yes.
1950s.
Yes, I have
And-
that CD.
Yeah, I do too. Awesome movie. One of my favorites. My dad used to love that one, so I always bring it back for nostalgia reasons. And then in 2018, talking about him before, Mr. Stephen Hawking passed away. He was born in 1942, physicist and author. So it is 6:17. I'm going to hang on to the Keurig trivia for a few minutes, and we're going to break into our first song. And you know, I'm putting together the music for the show, and I'm thinking, I'm like, well, it's supposed to be really nice out. I want to have something that kind of commemorates that, because it's like we're almost like coming out of a cocoon and, you know, facing the world. Because today it's currently about 35 degrees. It's supposed to get up to ballpark 54, 55 in there. We've got some slight winds coming in from the south, but cloudy skies this morning will become partly cloudy this afternoon, and sunrise is at 7:05. So we got about 45 minutes for the sunrise. So the first song plays into that. I'm going to be pulling an old one out. We're going to have to dust off the album. And here we're going with the Beatles, and Here Comes the Sun. And you're listening to Agawam Paranormal Radio.
Radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Hey, good morning once again, everybody. This is Rob with Agawam Paranormal, and you're listening to Agawam Paranormal Radio. And again, my good friend and lead investigator, Lynn O'Brien, and Peter Cowles are both with us this morning. Good morning, sunshines.
Good morning.
Morning, I think.
And the sun's not up yet.
Yeah, well, 7:05, 6:23 in the morning, according to the big clock. And, we were just talking about some of the stuff going on around town and interesting little tidbit facts. So let me give you the.
You have one more, don't you?
I have the Keurig, what I call the Keurig facts or trivia. These are the things that will have you being the smartest person at the office Keurig machine. And yes, that is copyrighted.
To the general public, I apologize in advance.
Oh, come on! This is good stuff. This is good stuff. And again, this is all researched. I can't make any of this up. Mark Twain was born on the day of the appearance of Halley's Comet in 1835.
I actually knew that.
For
some reason, I knew that.
He died on its next appearance in 1910.
Get out.
He himself actually predicted this in 1909 when he said, and I quote, "I came in with Halley's Comet in 1835. It is coming again next year, and I expect to go out with it."
Wow,
and he did.
Do you know how I know that?
cool.
I actually did a report on Halley's Comet, a big project, for my grade school science fair, and I looked up, and that fact popped up, and I said, oh my God, I don't believe that that's true, so I had to go check it. Back in the days when you only had the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah.
And it was true. I did some research at the library, and that's true.
Yeah, isn't that something, though?
That's crazy.
It is. That's just okay, one of those things. And here's a short one for you. The filming of the movie Titanic. Now, this is referring to Leo DiCaprio's version of the movie. Actually cost more than the Titanic itself.
Oh, I believe that.
Yep.
Wow.
Hey, do you know the Titanic 2 is going to be sailing like next year?
I did see that. I know that there was a little bit of controversy as to the size of the ice cubes in the drinks. But I think they've got that worked out.
Oh, my God.
Come on. I can't
You're
make
sick.
it. Oh, come on. Don't go there. I mean, there's probably people in their cars right now laughing at that one.
You're causing accidents. That's what you're doing.
Well, I've been known to do that too. That's a whole other story for another show.
Yeah, the Titanic 2, apparently they're going to sail the same route, transatlantic route, and then they're going to start doing other routes after that.
I remember back.
I'd love to do that. I mean, they said it's an exact copy.
Yeah,
they
which
have
is
the
more
original
modern.
plans. Yeah,
modern
safety updates. But
two more rowboats.
well, and the steel and things like that, and the construction of the ship. But they said the appointments and things like that, and the rooms and the common areas. They have the original plans to the ship.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I know it's been talked about for years and years and years, and finally it's coming to fruition.
Well,
that would be a bucket list trip for me.
Wasn't there like 20 years ago, give or take, there was something that some company was planning on building 4 of them, and they were supposed to be housed in California, and they were going to be traveling the world. Apparently that never happened, but I do remember reading an article at work one night that there was some company was building 4 of them, and they were all supposed to be replicas.
Well, that was the original fleet. Was supposed to be 4 ships. So.
Yep. Well, wasn't the 4th one never built?
Yeah, because
you had the Olympic, the Britannic, and Titanic.
Right, and there was supposed to be one more, and yeah, you're right, it was never built.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting little trivia stuff there. Yeah. But Agawam Paranormal Radio. We aren't talking about ghost hunting yet.
Not
we
yet.
got to touch on it. We got to touch on it. We've got flooded with residential cases the beginning of this year, and I didn't really want to start the investigation process until my research people had a chance to really chew these over and digest them and give me reports. Well, we're to the point now where I got a lot of reports. So we've been doing what I call the psychic walkthroughs for the last month, and that's where I go out with the psychic and we walk through the location, and we record it, I videotape it, and she gives me her impressions and intuitions on each location. And I use that as a tool for the first night's investigation. And, where to set up cameras, where I don't need them, all these things come into play, along with, of course, the client's experiences. So this Saturday, we are going out.
Finally.
Pete, I have got 35 people chomping at the bit that
I
are
believe
looking
that.
to go out. And but I don't want to rush anything. It's in order for us to do the job and do it right, you've got to be prepared. And so I know, like tonight, I've got a bunch of people from the team are coming over to the house, and we've got to go through all the equipment and make sure everything's up to specs. I actually bought 1,600 feet of camera cable, and that's got to be incorporated into the 8 cameras. And
BNC, you mean?
It's
75 ohm coax.
It's
I'm getting real technical
and
now.
they're 100-foot links. So I picked up 16 of them, and but each spool that we've got a spool for each camera. There's 8 cameras. Each spool usually has 200 feet of wire on it. Mm-hmm. Some of the investigations last year that we were doing, I noticed that was barely enough. So I picked up enough new wire to replace the old lines and add a third 100-foot section to each spool. And I'm not looking forward to doing that. That is a pain in the butt, as it always gets tangled when you're doing it, taking it from the packaging and putting it
Well, it's
out.
always quite coax cable's stiff, so it's not always fun to deal with.
Yeah, no. So we've got that going on tonight. Got to go through all the meters and everything, make sure that the battery situation is where it need be. And then we're going to jump in with both feet come Saturday evening. And residential case in Southwick, and a lot of reported activity from more than one witness. So I'll be curious to see, as this progresses, what we can document.
You know what's funny, though? I went to a presentation. They did the 350 presentations during the Westfield Wednesdays. And one of them, and the last one last night was on the schoolhouse, one-room schoolhouses of Westfield.
Okay.
And I had a friend who was living in town. She was a hairdresser, and she swore up and down that her house there was stuff going on in her house, right? Swore up and down. Well, yesterday, I believe one of the schoolhouses was her house.
Oh, really?
Or the location of her house.
Okay.
Well, when the place was abandoned as a school in the early 1900s, it became a place for treating smallpox.
Oh.
They called it a pest house. So I'm thinking that she was probably dead on that the place has spirits in it.
Yeah,
Because if it was a place for treating smallpox, a pest house,
yeah,
then I'm sure people died there and things like that, and I'm sure people were agony there, and I'm sure that is kind of conducive to sticking around and kind of annoying the next people who live there.
Well, in our experience now, we're 12 years into this, well over 250 investigations across Western Mass. And in our experience, the Hollywood factor is fiction. You've actually, and this is based on research that I personally have done, in my opinion, you have a better chance of hitting the lottery 2 weeks in a row than having a true demonic. A lot of times we have found it's could be residual, which a residual haunt, there's nothing there. It's just an imprint. Mm-hmm. And it's going to happen when the proper conditions are met. in the environment, it's going to play back like a tape recording. And we found this to be very popular, very prominent in the area. And but occasionally we'll get the intelligent haunt, which is basically a person without a body. And they can be there for whatever reason. It could be family. We've had many cases where it's turned out that we believe it's family. And it's just, a lot of times, the client comes into this and they set my objectives. What do you want me to have for a goal? And a lot of clients are asking, I'll say 90% are looking for validation. Right. They don't want me to try and remove it. They don't want me to try and get rid of anything.
I'm not crazy.
Exactly. And, once they find out that it's really not something that's trying to hurt them, they kind of come to terms with it. And it's really kind of interesting to see that transition, especially when they believe that it's somebody that's a loved one. Now, if anybody tells you that they can prove to you that Casper is Uncle Bill or anything like that, quite frankly, they're lying to you. I would never say that to a client because I can't prove that. That is a leap of faith. Now, I can go to a person's house and their Uncle Bill passed away, but he used to come over every Sunday to watch the football games. He had his own lazy boy chair he sat in. He used to smoke these pipes. Whatever the case was. We go into the location, we take photographs of the chair. Boom, I get an orb or a ball of light in that chair. My psychic tells me, hey, there's a guy sitting in that chair. It gives me a physical description. Well, then we do an audio recording or an EVP for electronic voice phenomena. I get a male voice in there. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm still not qualified to tell the client that it's Uncle Bill.
But they can infer that.
Exactly. I show that to them, and that becomes a leap of faith on their part. Mm-hmm. And, that's fine. And that's what we do in a nutshell. I mean, I'm not trying to prove to the world that Casper exists. I personally have had too many firsthand experiences in my 12 years with Agawam Paranormal and in my life. I know for a fact the paranormal world exists. I have no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't believe is that every place we go to is necessarily active. And
right,
that's the difference.
Yeah.
I go in neutral, and it goes positive or negative from there based upon the experiences that we have. And, for me, that's the proper way to do an investigation. I mean, what do you think, Lynn? I mean, that's really, because you've had also, now I don't want to get into details, but you've had personal experiences.
Oh, yeah, my mom's house. Yeah.
And
other places, too, but especially there. I mean, look at all the stuff we got in the, 6 times we've been there?
Well, I remember, and since you just mentioned it was your mom, we believe it's your dad that's there.
Yep.
And, Pete, one of the first investigations we went, I just got a text message I'm reading here. One of the first times we were there, we did an EVP session in the basement, which was his man cave. Mm-hmm. And Lynn's sister was on and off with your dad, sort of a relationship.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a love-hate relationship. They loved each other, but all they did was fight when they got together.
And so they ended up, during the audio session, she was asking questions, and we get a male voice on the audio recording. Go home. And and everybody said it was his voice.
Oh yeah.
And so that's kind of cool when you get that. I never had the privilege of meeting a man, but that's pretty cool when you get to that point. But
it was comforting to think that it might be him. Like you said, you don't know 100%, but man, my father and I were very, very close, and he used to always tell me I was his favorite. And so when we started doing this, and everything kind of pointed to it might being him, I found that not scary, but very comforting to think that he was there watching over Mom, and I could go downstairs and talk to him and hope that he heard me. So, I think when people know that it might be somebody that they're missing, it's comforting.
Yeah, sure. That makes complete sense to me.
Yep.
Was your guest in a Jeep, by the way?
I'm not sure, but
a Jeep pulled in here and left.
Okay.
Just tell him to park outside the fence. Do you want to take a break now? It's 6:38.
Yeah, why don't we bust into our next song? And this kind of goes with the National Steak Day. Why don't we do, let's do some Def Leppard with Pour Some Sugar on Me, and you're listening to Agawam Paranormal Radio.
Step inside, walk this way, you and me, baby. Love is like a bomb, baby, come and get it on. Living like a lover with a radar phone. Looking like a tramp, like a video bam. Demolition woman, can I be your man? Wrestling and dancing and flashing little light. Television lover, baby, go all night. Sometime, anytime, sugar me sweet. Little Miss Innocent, sugar me, yeah. From my hand to my feet, yeah. Listen, red light, yellow light, green light, go. Crazy little woman in a one-man show. Mirror queen, mannequin, rhythm of a love. Sweet dream, sangarine, Lucetta. Lucetta. You gotta squeeze a little, please a little more. Easy operator, come on knocking on my door. Sometime, anytime, sugar me sweet. Little Miss Innocent, sugar me. Give a little more. Take a bite. Shake it up. Break the bubble. Break it up. Pour some sugar on me. Oh, in the name of love. Pour some sugar on me. Come on, find me up. Pour your sugar on me. I can't get enough. I'm hot, sticky sweet. From my hand to my feet, yeah. You got the peaches, I got the cream. Sweet to taste. Just I'm hot, so hot, sticky sweet. From my head to my feet. Do you take sugar? One love or two? Take a bite, take it up, shake it up, break it up, break it up, break it up. Pour some sugar on me. Oh, in the name of love. Pour some sugar on me. Come on, fly me up. Pour your sugar on me. Oh, I can't get enough. Pour some sugar on me. Oh, in the name of love. Pour some sugar on me. Pour your sugar on me. Pour some sugar on me.
Underwriting is brought to you by Boise Cascade Distribution, providing products and services needed for building material dealers, home improvement centers, and industrial customers. They offer everything from engineered wood and plywood to Drex decking and railing, James Hardie siding, and Advantech subfloor. Located at 33 Fowler Street Extension in Westfield and on the web at bc.com. They are committed to providing quality products, great service, convenience, and value. Underwriting for WSKB's community radio programming is brought to you in part by Dunkin' Donuts, providing new handcrafted espresso drinks and all-day breakfast sandwiches. There's more to love with DD Perks, a loyalty program that's loyal to you. On the web at DunkinDonuts.com and at several locations throughout Westfield, including the Ely Campus Center.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Hey, good morning once again, everybody. This is Rob with Agawam Paranormal, and you're listening to Agawam Paranormal Radio on WSKB 89.5. And we've got, it just crawled up another degree. It's 36 degrees out there right now. It's about 6:45. So we're about 20 minutes away from sunrise, and should be a nice day. It's supposed to be up to mid-50s today with a slight, maybe a 5 to 8 mile an hour wind coming from the south. You know, I'll take it. Between the next couple of days, all that snowpack is going to be like big time dented, if not gone. And I'm good with that.
Yeah, but then it's all mud. You
Well-
go from snow to mud.
You know, you're like
Mud.
half empty cup sort of a person, aren't you?
Well,
Instead of being half full, you're
You know,
half empty.
You let the dog out, she comes back in, there's
Who let the
mud
dogs
everywhere. That part.
I don't know.
So, anyways.
I'm just saying it's supposed to be nice
Good.
next couple of days, and compared to how cold it was the last couple of weeks, I'll tell you, I'm ready for spring.
Yeah, yesterday I shut my heat off. I opened up some of my doors and for about an hour. Felt
Did you?
good.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'll probably be doing that today. Get some fresh air into the house, and yep, I can see myself doing that today.
Get rid of the germs. Out.
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 So we've got our guest this week. Just joined us. She was able to finally find a place and get a parking spot. So, Miss Teresa Bonavita, welcome this morning. Thank you for getting up so early.
Thank you for having me.
Just come on, bring the mic
Yeah,
right up to you.
right
There we
close
go.
to the microphone.
Yep, there we go. I was just showing her that. So, Teresa's family is actually they own a business in Agawam, and it's they own Town Liquors, which is a package store that it's almost it's basically right across the street from EB's, if you know where EB's Wings is. And you know, now I've lived in Agawam for about 25 years now, give or take, and that building has always been a package store, but honestly, it always sucked. It was just the people they were rude, they had attitudes, and one after another it closed. Somebody would buy it, open it up again, it'd be great for a month, and then they'd fall right back into that. I can tell you from firsthand, because that's where I go. I get all my, matter of fact, anytime I buy lottery, it's from you guys. You guys are really awesome. I have never once, and there's probably maybe 6 or 8 of you guys that work in the package store. I've never once had anybody that was not very friendly and helpful. If you needed something you're looking for, like when it comes to wine, I have no idea. I am so not a wine connoisseur. But I've had you guys, I've gone up, hey, I'm looking for something like this, and you guys just, oh yeah, this is what you want. And you, instead of just pointing me, every single time I've had that come up, you guys have always walked over and shown me what the options are for what I'm doing. And that's awesome, especially when you don't know what you're looking at. I mean, that's huge. So, I mean, talk to me. How did you guys decide to buy that?
So I think it was 2014, we had a store in Springfield still at the time, just my father, and it was just not a great location. We ended up keeping it for a little while, but they saw that building had been vacant with no store in it for 9 months in Agawam.
Yeah.
And he inquired about it, found out, bought a license, and we opened, I believe it was like May 14th of 2014. somewhere in that time frame. And ever since then, it was like the doors opened and people just started flooding in, and it's like they never stopped since.
No, you guys are
5
always
years
busy.
later, yeah. And as far as our staff, I gotta admit it's 95% directly related family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you got a lot of cousins that work and everything.
yeah, all cousins, and we're all my dad's side of the family. None of us like to stay still for long, so we like to jump up and run around, help people, do whatever we can, and we all have a pretty good sense of humor, I'd like to say. So we get along with most people, and our customers are pretty good for, I'd say, a good percentage of them. There's only a few that have come in sometimes. They're iffy, but everybody's great. We get along with everybody, and we like to have fun while we're there, make time pass.
I mean, even you guys have one of your cousins or yourself, I'm not sure who owns the pup.
The dog.
You've got a huge dog that
That's
hangs
mine.
out. That's yours?
Yeah.
Even the dog is friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got 2 smaller dogs, so I mean, I'm not afraid of dogs, generally speaking.
Yeah, by
But-
big, we're talking 145 pounds.
Yeah, he's a big puppy.
He just turned a year a couple weeks ago, and yeah, he's actually afraid of his own shadow, and he just loves everyone. The customers come in looking for him.
Yeah.
What kind of
Yeah.
dog is he?
He's a Rottweiler and Great Pyrenees mix.
Wow.
So he's a big, fluffy mountain dog.
Yeah, you could put a saddle on this guy for little kids, and
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
asked that all the time.
Is he your security?
He might look like it, but no.
she's a security. I'm not afraid of the dog. I'm afraid of her.
No, that's the protection behind the counter, the old Little League baseball bat.
There you go. But yeah, even the puppy comes around and greets you, and it's really cool because he's like she said, he's a big boy,
Wow.
but very friendly. Very friendly. Comes up and just hey, I want some attention too. And,
Well, he wants all the attention.
Yep. So you guys have been doing that since 2014. Now you guys bought the whole building.
Yes, shortly after we ended up buying the whole building.
That was probably the best decision.
Yeah, I mean, it ended up working out. There had been a cigar lounge in there at the time,
Yep.
and they ended up going their separate ways. Some problems with the ventilation, and the smoke was just filling the whole building, and they ended up moving down the street.
See, I thought that was you guys as well.
Nope.
Oh, okay. I didn't
They had
realize
been
that
there
was
before us.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that. Yeah,
And
'cause they're-
before the cigar was the locksmith that's now down the street, too.
Yep. Yeah, because back.
Yeah, Radcliffe was
Jeez.
there.
Radcliffe.
Back in the day, there was actually a dry cleaner in there too.
That's what
at
I've
one
heard, yeah.
time. Yeah,
A
I
lot of
remember
people
that.
have said that.
Yep.
Oh,
So
I forgot about the dry cleaner.
yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, it's you guys have really taken that building and turned it around completely. And I mean, you walk into the store, and if you're looking for something special, I know, a shout out to Louis, your dad. I've talked to him in the past if I needed something specific.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, no problem, I'll get it for you. And he comes in. I mean, he does that for
He
people.
does that all the
and-
time, yeah.
and that's awesome because
Yeah.
now it's it really does become one-stop shopping. And something stupid for me is the lottery end of things. For some reason, and again, this is just me, if you want to call it superstitious or customer loyalty, whatever, I will not buy lottery anywhere else. If if it's a big game or something like that, I always go into there, and that's where I get my tickets. And it's just, and my son, I know you know this, a few years ago, my son actually hit a $4 million ticket in Feeding Hills. And he had the same attitude. He only went to this one place, and he actually hit $4 million.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, 28 years old.
Yeah.
The kid's got $4 million. I mean, that just blows me away. But, the flip side of that coin for me, I don't have to worry about him coming home.
Or borrowing money.
He's done, yeah. But yeah, so listen, I've got something else that we're going to be talking about, and so why don't I want to kind of stay close to being on schedule and on track for today. So I'm going to break into our next song, and this is, as everybody knows, I'm a huge fan of Pink Floyd. And here's our Floyd fix for the day, and it's Is There Anybody Out There? And you're listening to Agawam Paranormal Radio.
Is it unsafe to travel at night?
It's safe to stay here. Your father's going to pick up our trail for long.
Can Lorca ride?
Right. Okay, time to go. Thank you for everything.
Is there anybody anybody out there? Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody out there?
One of our underwriters here at WSKB's Community Radio is Carson Center for Health and Human Services, a nonprofit organization located at 20 Broad Street in Westfield. They provided behavioral health and rehabilitation services in communities throughout Western Massachusetts since 1963. There are services for children, adolescents, adults, families, and couples. You can find them on the web at carsoncenter.org or at 413-572-4132.
Support for community programming on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. Visit bettsplumbing.com or 14 Coleman Avenue, Westfield. Public welcome.
Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Hey, good morning once again, folks. This is Rob with Agawam Paranormal, and you're listening to Agawam Paranormal Radio. And it's up to 36 degrees, supposed to get up into the 50s today. It could be a partly cloudy the afternoon sort of a deal, but hey, 50s. That's all I needed to hear. 50s and no precipitation.
Yay.
Yay. Hey, that works, right? So with us this morning, I've got Teresa Bonavita from the Town Liquor Store, and you guys, we were talking first in the previous segment, how you guys had actually purchased the entire building, and once the cigar shop left, that left you guys with a wide open palette here for whatever you wanted to do. And you guys got real creative and real, I gotta tell you, it was genius. It really was. So you guys opened the tap room, the town tap room. So tell me about that. What's all of that about?
So the building that side of the building had been vacant for, I believe, about 9 months, and they had been looking for a tenant, and a bunch of people came interested for office type of, like, I believe a lawyer had come to look at it, and then another company that had a small following and to use it as their office, but it just wasn't really built for that type of business there.
Okay.
The way that it was sectioned off and the walls were from the cigar room, it was all different sections, but nothing was closed. They just had walls between them. So a little while had passed, still nothing in there, and my dad came across a license in Agawam, a liquor license in Agawam that was up for sale. He offered something. They said no, and then a couple weeks later, they came back and said they would take the offer, and he bought it, and then we began renovating the building, which turned into a little bit of a problem at some points with the inspections in the town, and then finally that was all sorted out, and we opened up in December, right after Christmas, and we opened for about 3 days, I believe, and then we closed, got our system all in there for the computer and the register and all that. And then we opened up again for good after the New Year. So we've been open since January 2nd, Monday through Monday, every day. We don't close at all.
Yeah.
We open on Monday through Thursday. We open at 4 to midnight. Friday is 2 p.m. to 1 a.m. Saturday is noon to 1 a.m. and Sunday is noon to about 11 p.m.
Wow. So now you guys called it the town tap room, which is kind of misleading.
Yes, it is.
Because it gives you the impression that all that you guys have is basically a ton of different beer options. Yes. But that's not the case either.
No, we do have a ton of different beer options, but we also have it's a full license, so we have all types of different liquors and wine, and we have 16 craft beers on tap. We also carry usually 2 to 3 different craft canned beers that we try to get from local breweries, which we've been doing really well with. And then we have a bunch of different domestic bottles. So like your Buds, Bud Light, Coors Light, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And you guys actually, and this is where I get into the genius part of this, you guys actually decided, at least initially, that you weren't going to get into the food aspects of it. So you got really creative, and I got to take my hat off to you for thinking about this. It never would have occurred to me. You actually brought in a food truck for the weekends. Mm-hmm. And from what I hear from people that have been there, because unfortunately I have not been there yet. I was sick as a dog all last week, and I really wanted to get in there, but I wasn't able to.
Let me know when you go. I'll come with you.
All right, that's a day. Yeah, you got it, Pete. We'll do it together. But you guys actually have a taco truck, and we all know that Bobby like his tacos.
Taco King right
here. But that was genius.
Yeah.
Now it's a whole separate thing. And I know that you guys have also gotten involved from the tap room specifically, into different charity things. So talk to me a little bit about that. Tell me what's up with that.
So the food trucks, we do have a small kitchen in the back, and we didn't necessarily want to get into the food aspect of the business just because we don't really have the knowledge that well. We've just never done anything with food. It's always been the alcohol side of it. Mm-hmm. And we do have the option. We're a little unsure at the moment. We might throw something small in there, just like simple, like sandwiches and salads and
tacos.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people do is they let the food truck guys, they kind of sublet it to them and let them do the food side, and you just stay with the alcohol.
Yeah, we've had a few offers for that.
A great marriage of stuff like that. They did that at the waterfront with some barbecue guys, and it turned out to be a great relationship.
Yeah, definitely. That's something we're looking for. We're looking for someone to possibly rent it out and do their own thing out of there and just work together in a sense. But we do the only reason we even, like, the food trucks are great, but they're pretty much only there Fridays and Saturdays, and a lot of them shut down for the winter. So it's tough, and we need something in there for during the week. Like, they do work great the days that they're there. We have them on Fridays, usually like between 3 and 4, and then they stay until about halfway through the music, which is usually around like 10:30. And then Saturdays they come usually around 2, and same thing, stay till like 10:30. We've had a variety of different ones. Our most frequent is definitely Macho Taco, which is a neighbor of ours right around the corner in the smaller plaza down the street where Dave's Soda Pet Food City is.
Yeah.
They're a great business, really good family, really nice people. They help us out a lot, and we try and help them as much as we can. And with that said, they have really good food, and everyone should go visit them.
Okay.
We have to get her into Crazy Arepas.
Oh, they were just with us last week.
Those guys
I
are-
love them. They're awesome.
That couple is hilarious.
Yeah, they're great.
Oh, my God.
They're so friendly and nice.
They're actually based out of here in Westfield. They're out of Southampton Road in Westfield.
Yeah, so that's actually where I got the idea. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Tin Bridge Brewery, right?
Yeah,
in
they're a
Westfield
regular
here.
there, too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So those are one of the guys that works there is cousins with the owners. Is a good friend of mine. And so I was there all the time, and they always had the food trucks. And I suggested it to my dad because him and I have eaten from them before, and I've never had a bad food truck. So I suggested it, and he
It's a
said,
good
"Yeah,
way to
let's get it
start,
on weekends."
yeah.
Yeah, we needed something. I mean,
Yeah.
especially with those. We do allow people to bring food in too if they want, or get delivery to the bar, and that kind of thing. I mean, we got to offer something with those. A lot of those craft beers are
Yeah.
up there percentage wise.
Yeah. But you guys also do charity work through the tap room.
Yeah, so that's kind of on hold right now. We were doing, back to the dogs, we were doing dogs and brews events where for a charity donation, you could bring your dog to the bar on a Saturday for the whole day pretty much. And it was an unreal turnout. The first one we did for the Dakin Humane Society, I believe we raised like $800. And,
nice.
Yeah, and that's just with people donating a couple bucks here and there each. That's how many people were in and out. And then the following month, we did St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. And that same thing, we had about, I believe, like $770 we raised.
Wow.
But as of right now, the town doesn't want us having dogs in there since we technically do have a food license. So right
Gotcha.
now we're trying to figure that out. I believe we're going to move the event to outdoors once the weather's better, obviously.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good patio event.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we do
Yeah.
have the space around back, which no one even knows that it's back there. So
Nice. Now you said something just a moment ago that I actually did not know if I understood you correctly. You guys actually have live music in there?
we do every Friday and Saturday.
I didn't know that.
Yes, Friday, Saturday, starting at 8. It's usually 8. Set between 7 and 8, but 90% of the time that we go 8 to 11.
Okay.
And we have different guys, girls, everyone come in, whoever reaches out usually, and we haven't had a bad group yet. They've all been really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys have any kind of like a website or anything for the tap room yet? I know it's still a new business.
Yeah, so we don't have an actual website. We have been doing everything off of Facebook,
Yeah.
which you can access even if you do not have a Facebook account. If you Google our name, that's what comes up, our Facebook page.
So
And,
you would Google or what, Town Tap Room?
Yep, it's Town, Towne, and then it's Tap Room, all one word. And if you were to Google Town Tap Room Agawam, it would pop up. And it's the Facebook link. You can just click it, and it brings you right to the page with full access to everything. It shows, on the weekends, it'll say who's playing for music.
Oh, okay.
It'll say food trucks for the weekends. During the week, it will if we have different events. So we started last week trivia every Thursday.
All right, Pete, we're going.
7 o'clock. The winner gets
Sounds good to
a
me.
$50 gift card. Second place gets a $25 gift card. And then third place gets a T-shirt from us and some other fun stuff.
Nice.
Next week, we are starting on Monday's Bar Olympics, which is a whole little circuit of different bar games, including like oversized Jenga, beer pong,
Oh, beer pong, that's my game.
cornhole,
Love beer pong.
indoor cornhole. What else? Trying to think. All that fun stuff. A lot of yard games indoors, though.
That's pretty cool. So, all right, so we've got, that's actually a ton of stuff. So I'm definitely going to myself check that out on Facebook. And it sounds, I mean, I've been by it many times. Obviously, I go to the package store next door. And I know, from being near to it, looking through the front windows, it looks like you guys really gave a lot of character to the tap room itself. It's not just thrown together, and here, come and have a beer or anything like that.
That's my parents. They did all that. I had no part in that. My mom's really good at decorating and that type of deal, and then my dad's actually got a really good eye for that stuff too.
Nice. All right, well, listen, let's break into our next 7 a.m. song, which is always my dedication line. And so this one is going out to Teresa Bonavita. And when I spoke to you last night, I told you, I said, look, give me something that you want to hear. And you picked a song by Panic at the Disco, which I had never heard of the band before.
No.
So I was like,
seriously?
I'd never heard of them.
Okay.
And I'm like, who is this? What is this? So I looked, and actually the first song that I thought was the one she wanted was not the one. So thankfully I was like, no, this doesn't match the title. And I looked it up with a little bit more depth and was able to find the song. And you wanted to hear Dancing's Not a Crime. So we're going to play that for you right now, Teresa. This is your song, and you're listening to Agawam Paranormal Radio.
I'm a moonwalker. I'm like MJ up in the clouds. I know it sounds awkward. You're filthy as charged, filthy as charged. You're a sweet talker, but darling, what you gonna say now? The midnight marauders, for how you never come down, never come down. You can't take me anywhere, anywhere. You can't take me anywhere, anywhere. I'm still uninvited, I'm still gonna light it. I'm going insane and I don't care. Whatever they tell you. Dancing's not a crime unless you do it without me. Unless you do it without me. Oh, dancing's not a crime unless you do it, do it, do it, do it, do it without me. Without me. And if you're not crawling with him, I won't take it lying down. I got a few lawyers, and you're guilty as charged, guilty as charged. We could be waltzing, yeah, but darling, don't be throwing shade now. So call me St. California if you add another altar. Just give me your vows, yeah. Can't take me anywhere, anywhere. You can't take me anywhere, anywhere. I'm still uninvited, I'm still gonna light it. I'm going insane and I don't care. Whatever they tell you. Dancing's not a crime unless you do it without me. Unless you do it without me. Oh, dancing's not a crime unless you do it, do it, do it, do it, do it without me. Without me. Ooh, 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 what's come over you? Baby, just tell me now. Ooh, 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 honey, make that move. 'Cause I just wanna be your boyfriend, girlfriend, oh yeah. And I just wanna be your boyfriend, girlfriend, oh yeah, oh yeah. Whatever they tell you. Dancing's not a crime unless you do it without me. Unless you do it without me. Oh, dancing's not a crime unless you do it, do it, do it, do it, do it without me. Without me. Do it, do it, do it without me. Without me.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley, with convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut. Visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
Support for community programming on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. Visit bettsplumbing.com or 14 Coleman Avenue, Westfield. Public welcome.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. Visit on the web at baystatedental.com.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donuts Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Hey, good morning, folks. Once again, this is Rob with Agawam Paranormal Radio, and it is still 36 degrees. The smartphone says the sun has come up, but it's so cloudy. I don't know. It just kind of looks like bright clouds out there, or lighter clouds, I should say. So we'll see. It's supposed to get partly cloudy this afternoon, up into the 50s. Should be a decent day. Looking forward to it. If you've got some stuff to do, this is definitely a nice day to be outside doing it. And, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You going to come over and do my yard work for me, Lynn?
No, I'm not even going to do my own.
Oh, come on. You know.
Nope.
That's
I got
not
stuff.
that team spirit thing I'm trying to hook you into.
Sorry.
So.
I'm going to the gym with my mama.
Yeah, you told me that last night.
Yeah.
I was like totally impressed with that. That's cool because obviously I know your mom.
Yeah, 82 years old,
wow.
and she goes with me, and she just walks the treadmill the whole time I'm working out, and she goes very slow. I mean, it takes her an hour to do a mile, but it's really helping her feel better about herself. So. Well,
you do also realize that you say when you're working out, sitting at the juice bar is not constituted as reps.
You're just jealous.
Okay, I am. I mean, if you're going to sit at a bar and do reps, I'm going to see Teresa.
We can do that, too.
We can do that, too. So, we'll talk about that. So, now, we've got St. Patrick's Day. It's coming up. We've got a huge parade in Holyoke. All kinds of festivities across the board, no matter what town you're working in. And I got to ask, Teresa, you guys going to have any green beer or anything like that at the old tap room or what?
I don't know about green beer, but we've got a lot of Irish specials going on.
Nice. And I think they're going to be breaking out the patio furniture. I mean,
patio.
That's good stuff, the old Irish patio furniture. But I know we've got, we got a road race in town in Agawam.
No, Holyoke. Holyoke.
Oh, you're doing it in Holyoke?
No, the race is Holyoke.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was thinking we were doing something in town, and I got my wires crossed there. Okay, so we've got the road race. That is, like you said, Saturday. I believe that starts at, 1 o'clock, is it?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. And you guys are actually kind of gearing up towards that. What's going on with you guys with that?
So we are hosting we are opening up at 9 a.m. Saturday. Usually we open at noon. And from 9 to noon, we are offering a free breakfast for any customers. They want to get a nice, good, and free meal before they go to the road race to either run or drink and hang out, whatever you choose to do. But we're going to have believe we have 8 corned beefs with cabbage and potatoes, and then about 10 dozen eggs, tons of bacon, a bunch of Irish soda bread, and then we also will have a bunch of drink specials going along with that.
Oh.
That sounds like fun. We should go.
You should.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we
Start our Saturday early.
Yeah. I mean, not get to the investigation Saturday night, but we'd be able to.
We could go have spirits in the morning and then spirits at night.
Different kind of spirits.
Yeah.
Take a little nap in between. We're good.
Yeah. Pass out. That works too. So that's pretty cool. That's now. This is open to anybody or just people?
Oh yeah, anyone. And I also have to say that it's all being cooked by my very Italian mother, who is a great cook, and then it's not me being biased. So it's actual real food, not like you would expect something that would be free.
Oh.
So are you like collecting donations?
Wait a
for
minute, I just
anything
sat
that
down. Did I
morning?
hear the word free?
You did. You
missed it. You're going to have to rewind the show and listen
Yeah.
to it, or
Oh, yeah.
watch it on
Free
Facebook when I
breakfast.
post it.
Tell me off air.
No, we were talking about the road race, as you know, is Saturday.
Yes.
And Teresa's actually, the tap room is going to have a free breakfast from, what was it? What'd you say?
9 to 12.
9 to noon. And there's corned beef and cabbage and potatoes and eggs and bacon.
Oh my God, I'm getting hungry.
Oh, my
Stop.
God.
Yeah,
Oh, my.
exactly.
So all kinds of stuff, Pete. It's free. So pick me up on your way by. We'll go.
Hey, I'm a good breakfast cook. If you need help in the kitchen, I'm in.
All
There
right,
you go.
my mom would love to hear that.
There you go.
My dad sure as heck didn't say that.
Smart man. I've always been a better eater than a cook myself, but
Sounds like
you
him.
couldn't tell. But yeah, so I mean, with this weekend we've got all kinds of different things going on everywhere. You got the, like you said, the road race is on Saturday, the parade being on Sunday, and I actually just heard that the Holyoke Parade was ranked the fifth best or highest, whatever you want to call it, in the country.
I think what the rank is the fifth biggest.
Biggest, I think.
Was that what it was?
Oh
The
yeah,
biggest?
it's a couple hours long. It's huge.
Yeah. So
It's actually probably slightly better than Boston's, although it's nip and tuck.
well, it
I
did
think New
get
York
rated
is the
higher than
best.
Boston.
Yeah, I think New York is the best.
I thought New York was under Holyoke.
Really?
I thought that's what. Yeah,
All right, we're gonna have to Google.
we're gonna have to look at that.
Everything's opinion anyways.
Oh
so,
yeah, of course it is. The nice part.
Ours
though,
is the best. Yours sucks.
Yeah, regardless, I mean, the whole point is that it's local.
Yeah.
You can go if you get there early enough. You may even get a
Or
parking
if you
spot.
or if you know somebody along the parade route.
Yes. Yeah, that's always the way to go. If you know somebody that's right there, then you're in like Flynn. But I've gone in years past, but I'm not a parade person. Never really. I'm not. I don't know. I don't really care to be in big crowds of people either. That's just me.
Okay, I got it.
You got it. What do you got?
New York City is the largest in the world
Okay.
Wow.
for St. Patrick's Day celebrations.
So where does Holyoke fit on your list?
It doesn't even show up. There's-
Oh, really? Come on.
The list is New York, Dublin, Sydney, Chicago, Montreal, London, Savannah.
So that's world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, this is
everybody.
global.
But I don't even see Holyoke on this list. Just saying. It's just,
Yeah. I don't even remember where I saw it. It might
I
have been
saw
on.
it on Facebook. It said,
Was it Facebook?
I thought it said fourth, but maybe it was fifth in the country that it
Yeah.
said.
Yeah. It was definitely in the country.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hey, if you're into that stuff, knock yourself out. Jump
Right.
at it.
Yeah, I'll keep looking, but I don't see Holyoke on any of these.
Hey Rob, you need to squeeze in one more break before you leave here.
Yes, I do. So let's go with our next song. We've got, and it's funny. This going back all the way to the days of Was it Napster?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that where you could download all the music?
LimeWire.
And yeah, and I always, I don't know. For me, I got upset when Metallica just kind of put the kibosh to everything, and because I know, obviously a lot of people were downloading music, and that's as far as they went. But I know for me, if I downloaded something, if I liked it, I bought it, and I always, I don't know, just always said, well, I'm not going to listen to Metallica. And I was on my way driving somewhere, and I hear this song, and I'm like, damn, I really like this song. Who is this? Then I found out it was Metallica, and I'm like, all right, well, okay, I like the song, so I got to go with it. So this is, I guess you would say, classic Metallica. I don't know, it's just, for me, great tune. Very good head bopping sort of a song, driving music. So, listen, I'm going to leave you guys with this is Metallica, Enter the Sandman. You're listening to Agawam Paranormal Radio.
Support for community programming on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. Visit bettsplumbing.com or 14 Coleman Avenue, Westfield. Public welcome. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donuts Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Hey, good morning for the final time today. This is Rob with Agawam Paranormal Radio, and we've come to the end of another show. This hour and a half flies by. It always does, no matter what. Maybe it's because I don't wake up till about now.
I know, I'm out of coffee, so it's time to be done.
Oh, no, you got a little bit left in there.
Yeah, but now it's cold.
Now it's cold, okay. So we've been chatting with Teresa Bonavita from the tap room and Town Tap Room, Town Liquors, and talking about all kinds of different stuff. And I want to thank you for coming in. And I know that we were talking in between with the song going. You've got some specials going on that you wanted to mention briefly, that maybe the student body, who's legal in this state.
Oh, yes, everyone's IDs get checked.
Yep. So what you got going? What's popular?
So right now we have for the St. Patrick's Day holiday coming up, we have $4 pints of Guinness Nitro. We also have $5 pints of Iron Duke's Murph Red Ale. And then we are about to tap a keg, probably later today, of Harpoon's Jameson Stout. I guess it's aged on Jameson casks, or in Jameson casks, I should say. And that also will only be $5. Then we're going to be doing $5 car bombs for the weekend.
Irish car bombs.
Yeah,
those are great.
Yep. And then we always have just pretty cheap prices all around. We have $6 glasses of wine, $6 16-ounce mixed drinks, and, for example, our well vodka that we use is Tito's. So we don't use any cheap alcohol.
I love Tito's. That's my favorite.
That's not a well vodka.
Yeah. And then all of our pints are of beer. They're all craft beer, and there's nothing above $8, and even $8 ones are very rare. All the hard-to-get beers, we try and keep them as the cheapest price as possible, so a lot of them are $6 and $7. And yeah, you just can't go wrong with any of our prices. I wish I had time to personally sit down and drink there.
There you go. Now, Saturday, you said you've got the breakfast event going on.
Mm-hmm.
Is the bar itself going to be open, too?
Oh, yeah. Everything's open until
So Bloody
1 a.m.
Marys with your breakfast.
Bloody Marys, mimosas, all that.
With Tito's.
Yeah, Tito's Bloody Marys.
Nice.
If you're going to do it right.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. I've never heard of anybody saying Tito's is a well vodka.
Yeah.
That's actually really good. Because there's definitely, I mean, Tito's
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a very popular vodka nowadays. Yep. So, well, Teresa, I want to thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you guys for having me.
Love to have you back on when you guys start doing charity events again.
Yes.
We'll have put you back on. We can promote it and see about getting more people involved with it.
Perfect.
And that'd be awesome. Lynn, thank you for coming in and braving this awesome weather, actually. Pete, as always, thank you, sir. And we're gonna wrap up. I don't know if Pete's with me or not right now.
He's there. He doesn't have his headphones on.
He might not. I don't know. Pete, wave to me.
Just dealing with something in here.
Okay. All right. You ready to wrap up?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're going to leave you with the final song of the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to Agawam Paranormal Radio. I know you've got so many other things as choices to do, and it's great that you picked us. I'm very honored with that, very humbled by it. And again, if you have anybody you would like to see or hear on the show, you can email me directly at agawamparanormal@aol.com. You can also send me a music request, and I'll send out a dedication to somebody, and we can go from there with it. So I'm going to leave you with with the last song of the day, and this is Kings of Leon with Sex on Fire. Thank you very much, and you've been listening to Agawam Paranormal Radio. Be safe.